Okay, everyone, thanks for joining us today. I'm Joseph Ungoco, Worshipful Master 2021 at Beach Cities Masonic Lodge. And my guest today is past Master of the Month, Joe Workman, who was Master of Beach Cities in 2017. And he has graciously agreed to play a little game with me. In Victorian times, there was something called confessions in a drawing room. So we'll call this confessions in a lodge. It's basically the Proustian questionnaire, 35 quick questions, sort of a lightning round, 10 words or less. And I will mention to Worshipful Joe that no comment or pass is an acceptable answer. So, without further ado, what is your idea of perfect happiness?
Family.
What is your greatest fear?
Heights.
What is the trait you most deplore in yourself?
Temper.
What is the trait you most deplore in others?
Poor listening.
Which living person do you most admire?
The worshipful master of our lodge.
That'll make for a good edit later. Let's see. Sorry, lost my place here. I was so thrown over. What is your greatest personal extravagance?
My greatest personal extravagance.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not allowed to pass.
You can pass. No, pass is an acceptable answer.
Yeah, I'll pass on that.
Okay. What is your current state of mind?
My current state of mind?
Mm-hmm.
Peace.
Nice. What do you consider the most overrated virtue?
I don't think there is an overrated virtue.
Okay. On what occasion do you lie?
And what occasion do I lie? When my son asks something that I know my wife is not going to like my answer, I lie.
That's the best answer that I've ever heard. What do you most dislike about your appearance?
Probably my stomach, I guess.
Okay.
I think every male has a problem with their stomach.
Which living person do you most despise?
I'll pass.
Fair enough. What is the quality you most like in a man?
Faithfulness.
What is the quality you most like in a woman?
Honesty.
Which words or phrases do you most overuse?
You got me out of my context here because I haven't been working today. How can I help you?
There we go. When and where were you happiest?
I would probably say high school. I think high school was, every day was pretty awesome.
It was pretty awesome. Which talent would you most like to have?
Well, the obvious one is making more money would be a talent, but I think juggling.
Chainsaws?
I actually met that guy. I actually met him. No, I wouldn't want to be that type of a juggler because I'm quite clumsy.
What do you consider your greatest achievement?
I'm coming up on 20 years of marriage. So I have to say, in my contemporary world, that seems to be pretty amazing.
If you were to die and come back as a person or a thing, what would it be?
A well cared for dog.
Nice, good answer. Spoken like a true fellow dog lover. Where would you most like to live?
I think Austria.
Nice.
Yeah.
What is your most treasured possession?
People are not possessions, so I shouldn't say anything like that. I'd have to say probably we have a car collection in the family. So I'd probably say the car collection.
Nice. What is your favorite occupation?
Can you explain that? What?
Favorite occupation, like other than working, I would think, like golfing or, going to the beach, surfing.
Like a hobby. Hobby.
Hobby, yes.
Oh, okay. Just working with my hands. Whatever the project is in my garage is my favorite hobby at the moment.
Okay. What's your most marked characteristic?
I think if I were to ask a lot of different people, I think genuine compassion. I think if you were to ask, a lot of feedback I get is my compassion.
That's a good one to have. What do you most value in your friends?
Reliability, loyalty, talent, and the ability to walk the talk.
Nice. Who are your favorite writers?
George Orwell just comes to mind. Anything that George Orwell, wrote. Kurt Vonnegut, I think, is probably the pinnacle. Both of those writers, I can hear them speak when I read. In my mind, I can actually hear their voices. When Kurt Vonnegut was this is more than 10. When Kurt Vonnegut finished his last book, I knew he was ill, and I sat there in a cafe, and tears started coming to my eyes because I knew that was the last book I was ever going to read. So
wow,
there's certain writers, but Kurt Vonnegut is, I think, probably it.
And who is your favorite hero of fiction?
I have to say Darth Vader because he ends up redemption. There's redemption at the end. So I think he's the perfect anti-hero hero.
That's brilliant. That's a brilliant answer. So which historical figure do you most identify with?
Wow. These are really hard questions.
Are they?
I do not know.
We can take a pass.
I'll take a pass.
Okay. Who are your heroes in real life?
Say it again?
Who are your heroes in real life? Not fictional, but people you know.
I would have to say, right at the top of my list, Ed Volkatz was one of my heroes. When my father died, Ed took that role. Gabriel Agopian, the secretary of our lodge, I think is one of my heroes. Levi Quintana. If anyone can walk the talk, it's all three of those guys.
Right. What are your favorite names?
Favorite names?
Uh-huh.
Well, I named my son John Luke. John, being my father, so that was a favorite name. Luke, as you can appreciate, Darth Vader. So you have a secret there. Pavel, Pavel Bure was my favorite hockey player, and I told my wife when we got married that I wanted to have a child named Pavel. She said over her dead body, and his name is John Luke. So Pavel fell to John Luke.
What's your greatest regret?
My father owned a store, and he was very private about how much he made every year. Out of the very end of college, he offered me the store, and I just thought, why would I want to make that little money every year? I don't want to do that. I want to go out on my own. So I think taking the store, and I probably would have been retired by now. It made that much money per year, but my father was very private. Even so private, he didn't tell his son how much it made. So the biggest regret's the hardware store.
What's your favorite color?
Blue.
What is your favorite flower?
I guess the red rose.
Okay. And finally, what is your motto?
Was walk the talk.
Brilliant. Thanks for taking the time to answer our questions today. I hope it was as fun for you as it was for me.
Oh, it was painful.
Well, on that note, there'll be other past masters who will suffer the pain. Thanks for being the first.
Absolutely.